Alright guys, here I am doing another video like this in a situation I didn't think I'd take part in, honestly. That I don't feel like I really have had a part in, but I've been called out. We all been called out. So I'm responding to Super Steel Steve's video. And now if you don't watch Super Steel Steve, you should, because number one, he's a hilarious guy. But number two, he's been on a rampage lately, justifiably. And if you're not in on this, you're not in on this. And this is another one where I gotta say I don't have firsthand knowledge about this. Like, I have not had bad dealings with either of the people, either of the sides, I should say, in on this. But you know, I was thinking about whether or not I was going to do this, and I feel like I'd be a hypocrite. I just made the video about the PMP situation, and I feel like if I didn't address this, especially with the big call out, if I didn't then do this and say, okay, I'm gonna address this as well. Because if you have missed his video, Super Steel Steve has been he's been big on the Slicey Dicey front. Now, I don't know Slicey Dicey Brian. I don't know Super Steel Steve personally. And I know that Slicey Dicey has a much bigger name in this community than I do. And like so I feel like I'm a member of the community, but I also feel like I'm not sometimes. I feel like there is a whole community that goes on that I'm not a part of, and that's probably my fault. Okay? I don't network, and I don't communicate with people that much. That's part of my anxiety stuff. Like, I don't like to communicate with people. I don't. But I do, especially when it's viewers that want to talk to me and ask me questions and stuff like that, because I owe it to you guys. Like, that's a responsibility. And that's not to say I do it and I don't like it. I love interacting, but like, there's a whole world of other YouTubers out there that I should be reaching out to, and I should be trying to parlay with, but I just don't, because it's anxiety-wise, it's exhausting for me. So like, I feel like I'm part of this YouTube community. I have a good number of viewers or following, or however pretentiously you want to put it. But I don't do what a lot of the other ones do. I do my own thing, you know? I'm pretty sure that most of them don't even know I exist. Whatever. But Super Steel Steve, I'm just going to call him Steve from this point, has been putting out some videos that I've been watching about some of the shady stuff that's been going on with the Slicey Dicey situation. And it broke my heart, actually, and I'm not going to name names, but somebody that I like in the community, that I have talked to one-on-one, basically was just like, meh, let it go, who cares? And it's somebody that I expected more from, you know? And it wasn't even like he wasn't even arguing like maybe the guy didn't do it. He was like, let it go. And that sucks. And, you know, so we have just been dealing with this PMP situation, talking about somebody taking advantage, possibly ripping people off. And so, you know, Steve basically has been pointing out, and Steve does this methodically with like he should be a prosecutor the way he does this. But he basically ended up saying this is for all of the knife community, the YouTube influencers, another term I hate. I'm a dude that makes videos. You know, do I fit in this category? Do I not? I don't know. But the truth is, I don't want to be on I don't, you know. Hi, meow. Hi, Mr. PETA. You're messing with the camera. Thank you. You know, I don't want to be. I got to stand by some principles. And just like I talked about in the PMP video, as a guy who has screwed up and then had to work to make it better and fix it, I don't want, you know, and who cares about what we do and the community at large, I feel like I gotta answer up his call out and be like, yes, I support the effort to get this dude to pony up. Because if what all went on is true, and again, this is, so you know what, I'm not personally involved. I have to go with what is said. But I mean, dude, scumbag level fucking sucks. if what is being said is true, the level of money taking, backstabbing, not meeting obligations, and we're not talking about a couple deals have gone bad, or we're not talking about some things didn't get sent out in a giveaway, or we're not talking about, you know, a couple people feel rubbed the wrong way. We're talking about some major league manipulation and stuff, to the point where I know that Slicey spent some time in an Air Force uniform, and like it almost makes me be like, oh, I wore that same uniform. Like I have started watching some of his stuff since then. First of all, you know, to find out that he's the kind of guy that would say, I've got 20,000 subs on YouTube, give me free stuff, that just makes my skin crawl, because I have 4 times the amount of subs, and I would never go to a company and ask for free stuff based on that. If they want to offer me stuff, that's fine. But you know, I don't do this to get free things. In fact, you guys know that I often reject offers for free stuff because it totally challenges the integrity in a lot of ways. You know, there are only some offers I will accept, and then, you know, with the discussion that, like, if I take this stuff from you, you got to understand you're getting a fair shake. It's not just going to be a fucking rainbows and sunshine review on stuff. I think that's another reason that I don't feel part of the big community as a whole, because I've carved this niche out where a lot of people are like, well, he doesn't play ball well with others. I don't know, but I just, you know, I don't follow the latest trends and the hottest new things, and I don't get offered a lot of the stuff that some other people do, because they know that, well, he's probably gonna bring up 10 things that are wrong with it. Yeah, but I'll also talk about all the things that are right with it, but I am gonna bring up 10 things that are wrong with it. Anyway, I'm just doing this because I support the thing that Steve is doing, and he's just trying to get the guy to answer up. He's trying to get the guy to answer up. And again, from experience, I know how hard and I bring this up from time to time about the giveaway that I fucked up, the big giveaway, and it, you know, I had to have a heart-to-heart with one of my Patreon. He's one of my Patreon supporters, and he was one of the admin guys on the Discord and everything, and he had a long one-on-one conversation with me, and I asked him, I said, how do I fix, you know, what do I do now? And he told me, or you know what, I don't even think I asked. The truth is I didn't ask. He just told me. He's like, hey, here's how you make this right. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta make the video where you walk people through the process of what happened and how you're, you know, and instead of just hiding from it, which I did for a little bit, I was like, oh man, oh God, I don't know, you know, but like, you gotta listen to outside influence, and when people are pointing out you fucked up, you gotta be willing to take the advice of, hey, here's how you unfuck this. Thank God, and this dude's been a supporter of mine for a long time, and when words of wisdom were spoken, I'm glad I had the emotional and mental intelligence to listen and say, hey, I owe you one, thank you, because that is how I got myself kind of out of the hole I had dug myself in, trying to overextend myself with this thing, and he was right. I just had to be totally transparent and give people updates on my efforts, and, you know, maybe, I don't know, from what I hear, Slicey is way too far in the weeds to ever get at. I don't know, but maybe he needs to do that too. Maybe he needs to just, instead of just saying, okay, I was wrong on this, okay, I made some mistakes, maybe he just needs to start all over, and I don't know, but so this is what I said with the PMP video. I understand mistakes are made. People do screw things up with the best of intentions, but it's how you come back from it that matters. It's what you do after that. Dude, when I was in the military, I had a policy for myself, and I told all my subordinates this too when I was, you know, when I became an NCO. I was like, listen to me. Screw-ups will happen. Mistakes will happen. Even if it's not a mistake and it's something you do intentionally and it just goes sideways, but I made sure that when I went to my boss, you know, Master Sergeant Duani, I would go to her flat out and be like, this happened and you're gonna hear about it, and I'd rather you hear about it from me first so you don't have to track me down and like get all angry every second you spend looking for me, you know? But like, that's what I would do. And I learned that from somebody when I was a younger troop too. And sometimes, as much as it sucks, the best thing is to go to your boss, the people, and say, you're gonna hear about this, I'd rather you hear about it from me. I fucked up. Here's my plan to fix it, okay? So that you don't have to, and that, but she, even something, but guys, I did some stupid crap when I was younger in the military. But the fact that I came to my bosses and I said, I know I screwed up, you're gonna hear about it, but here's what happened, here's how I'm gonna fix it. That way when somebody higher up came down on them, number one, they weren't blindsided by stuff. And that's a big deal. You never want to have to hear from a higher level what you're, because it makes you look like an ineffective supervisor. But when they're able to say, I already know about it, and there's already a plan in place, that goes miles in the military. I know we're not talking about the military, but I mean, it also works when you're dealing with people. To be able to say, guys, I fucked this up, but I have a plan. Here's what I'm doing. Not just this random, I'm going to make it up to people. Or, oh, I recognize I did wrong, I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, but show us the meat. How are you not going to do it again? I don't know, maybe I'm just babbling here, but it really struck an emotional nerve with me when he said he's going to be waiting to hear. I know who is he? He's a dude, but I'd rather be a dude talking to a dude who feels like my conscience isn't weighing on me, like should I say something, should I not, and am I a hypocrite for commenting on this one or not this one? I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass here, but sounds like a lot of people got screwed over. Sounds like a whole lot of people got screwed over in a lot of ways. And so when he said he's drawn a line in the sand, I'm stepping over that line. And I'm saying the dude needs to man up. And because Steve's right. This could affect the whole community. And I'm saying I need to man up, and I need to be more of a part of this community. I need to be more of a social part of this community. I need to. It's not just. I need to get more active with other channels and not just my own. I need to, because I should not have had to. I should not have had to have heard about all this through a series of things. I should know what's going on out there. I shouldn't be isolated in this little corner of just doing my own videos and there's just a handful of channels that I keep tabs on. Like JT's not doing it anymore. And super upset with somebody who just seems to think it's okay to blow all this stuff off. And there's some other channels that I follow that are pretty good. And, anyway, I just I'm declaring. That's what I'm doing in this video. I'm declaring in response to the call out. I don't know who else is going to respond to this. Maybe I'm going to seem like a real asshole because I'm the only one that does. But fuck it. At least I feel like I've made my peace, and I know where I stand on this. After watching his videos, I get the sense that he was that E5 in the squadron that was always doing something shifty, and never got in trouble himself, but somebody always got in trouble for the shit he was doing. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't get a good warm fuzzy. So anyway, that's where we're at. I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't aware of what's going on with all this, but check out Super Steel Steve's channel. I'm gonna put a link to his actual call out video in this one, so you can see. And he's super passionate about this, and I respond to that. I really respond to that. So anyway, guys, that's it. Yeah. We need to police our own, so nobody has to do it for us. But with that being said, as always, I appreciate every single one of you out there. You are all absolutely awesome, and hopefully this will be the last one of these kinds of videos you need to see from me.